Okay, Liv, what are we doing today?
We are going we're going to go take Louie to the vet.
We are going to the vet. Louie needs a checkup, right? And it's cold outside. Louie, you need a checkup. I'm sorry, boy. Yeah, he needs some shots. And he also needs to get looked at because he needs to get neutered. I've always been such a dog person since I got Animal. Right. Animal passed away 2 years ago. It's almost his anniversary of his death, 2 years ago at the end of this month. Animal was the reason why me and Hector started dating, actually. So I met your dad 22 years ago. 22 years ago.
So you knew?
I've always known him. We were 13 years old. I've known him since I was 13. He was friends with some of my friends. And we just never really hung out and stuff. And then back when Legally Blonde came out, it's a movie of this young girl, and she has a little chihuahua, and she carries him around in her purse. And it was the cutest thing. So I wanted one. I wanted a chihuahua, and I wanted to carry around in my purse. And then so a friend of mine said, "Oh, you know Hector?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, his aunt is selling some because the aunt just had the dogs had babies. So then I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So then Hector calls me. We meet up at his aunt's house, and Hector didn't stop calling me since. I've never had a dog before. Ani was my first dog ever. So he was just making sure that I was, doing good with the dog. And that was Ani. And that was Animal. I call him Ani for short, but his name was Animal. Hector actually named him Animal. When I first got him, I named him Hex. Did you know that? I named Ani Hex.
Why?
Well, because, Hector got him, and I was like, "Oh, I'll name him Hex." Hector helped me get him, and, I was just like, okay, little Hex. I was going to call him Hex. And Hector didn't like that or whatever, so we just started talking more and more, and then we started dating, and then that's when he's like, no, his name is Animal. So he calls me Animal. And we called him Ani ever since. That's the story of how me and Hector met, pretty much. Well, not how we met. I would say it's the story of how we got together. So yes, me and Liv love dogs.
Yeah.
And all our dogs in our lives have always been kind of meant to be, starting from Ani and Chochi. We got Chochi. What's that?
For what reason?
We got Chochi because he was the son of Jack. Jack is Hector's family's dog. He passed away 3 years ago. He passed away 3 years ago, and he was actually Ani's brother. So that's Chochi's dad. And Oliver's story is a couple days after Ani passed away. So Ani passed away. We were very kind of lonely. Chochi was lonely. He was stressed. We needed kind of a distraction or something because, we needed something. So we ate dinner at Olive Garden, and then we went to dinner, and then for some weird reason, I was like, let's go look at the dogs at the pet store. So everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Right?
Yeah.
So then we go, and we see the dogs there, and there just happened to be a little black chihuahua with the same coloring as Ani, and he looked just like Ani. It just warmed my heart. So I'm like, oh, I have to play with this little guy. So I start playing with them, and then the lady comes out with this paperwork, and on the paperwork, it showed his birthday. And his birthday is November 19th, which is the same birthday as Olivia. Oliver is named Oliver because, Oliver, Olivia. They're both born on November 19th.
Yeah.
We just knew that it was meant to be, right? And then that's how we got Oliver. And then we knew he was definitely part of our family because what?
Because
He ran into the mirror, we caught it on camera, and he turned into the dog who runs into the mirror. You okay? Okay, so Basher's story. So Bashy,
wow.
so we were going to pet stores. I don't know why we went to the pet store that day. I don't know if I had to go get something or something. So then I saw little baby Bashy, and I was like, this guy looks so cute. He kind of reminds me of Chochi. And then at the time, Chochi and Oliver hated each other. Oliver was tearing up the place because he wanted a friend to play with. And I was like, oh my gosh. I started reading, Caesar Milan, that dogs do better in packs, and these two hated each other, and Oliver needed a friend, and Chochi needed a break. Right? And next thing you know, we're at a pet store, and I saw this little guy. And he was so cute. We played with him, right? And didn't think of that we would get him. Did not even think anything. And then we played with him, and we connected with him so much, right? We just were like, this guy's like, I feel like this guy needs to come home with us. And that's right when Hector had launched Basher's. Hector was on travel. I don't remember where he was. So he was in Florida or whatever for his fishing thing. So I called him up, and I was telling him how dogs do better in packs, because they do better in packs, and how Oliver needed a friend, and Chochi needed a break. And then I kept texting him. I sent him pictures, and then I was like, we can name him Basher after the company. And then I kept texting him and bothering him and everything, and then he ended up calling. Did he FaceTime you?
No, he
Just called you.
No, he texted me.
No, it was a call.
No.
Oh, it was a voice text.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And he told Olivia, if you want to go get that little dog and name him Basher, you can, right?
If you want to get that little puppy dog called Basher, you can.
And we got little Bashy. We call him Basher, and he's our little baby boy, and he's the sweetest. And then there's Louie.
Which is right.
And there's just so many celebrity Pomeranians nowadays.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
And I really wanted one. So I was like, Louie, no barking.
Nobody
So I would like joke around with Hector. I was like, I want one. He's like, Judith, you're nuts.
Yeah, 3 dogs.
You have 3 dogs, blah, blah, blah. One day, we went to the pet store.
For fun.
Again. And we stopped. And I'm looking in the windows of all the doggies. I see this face, and I'm like, okay, if this dog looks at me, he's coming home.
And then he looked.
And he looked right at me. And this is a picture of Louie when I first saw him, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, he needs to come home. So I kept begging Hector. I took pictures. I even tweeted about it. And I took more pictures. Hector said I was freaking crazy. I went home and I'm like showing him even more pictures, and he's like, Judah, stop. It's not happening. And I literally was so crushed. I don't know why. I just felt like he had to come home with us. And I just knew right away too that we were gonna name him Louie. It was just like a thing. And then so I go home and we have to convince Hector in person because he wasn't our travel. It's not like I could just go out and buy him and then just say sorry. So I put Louie on hold
For 24 hours.
for 24 hours. So 24 hours were passing, the hours were passing, I was getting nervous, I was getting myself all stressed out because I really, really wanted Louie. And then the time literally had come, and we were driving back from his parents' house. And I'm like, can you turn left here? And it was literally like an hour after it was like the 25th hour mark. I'm like, just turn left here. And then that's right where the pet store was. He's like, no, Judith, no. And then
He started crying.
me, I usually don't, I'm not a crier. I don't cry. I started crying. I was so sad. I was crushed. Not about losing the deposit. I really, really wanted Louie. I really did. Olivia wasn't even crying. Olivia was just like, whatever.
And I told my dad that
And it's not
we
like,
put him on. Oh.
yeah, and it's not like we don't take care of dogs. I mean, I'm home. You know, we homeschool Olivia, so I'm home, so I could take care of the dog. That's how I got Hector to say yes. And then Hector's like, we're all going to get him. Now he's here with us. Right, Lulu? Little Lulu in the back there. And he fits with the pack perfectly. He does think he's the boss.
He fits in
At
a
times.
GM.
Yes, and he loves bags. I mean,
And
he
bags
just loves
and
purses.
boxes.
And so he loves bags. So his name fits him perfectly. Right, Lulu?
Yeah.
Louie, show him why your name is Louie. But yeah, those are a story of our dogs. I'm a big, strong believer of what's meant to be, and that everything happens for a reason. And this is why these guys are in our lives, right, Lulu? And that's pretty much our day today. We're gonna go home. Liv's gonna do some school, and
Homeschool.
I'm just gonna watch over that and take care of the puppies, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.